Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the market as well as kind of diving in on XRP as well. We did get some news today from the Fed as well as some other interesting stuff to talk about overall in terms of XRP. But first, I do want to mention, if you guys do like free content and you guys like the video as well, leave a like, also subscribe and turn notifications on. I'm uploading a ton of videos and trying to get as much content out as possible to really give you guys, the insights on all of these projects as well as the news that just pretty much comes out. But yeah, I mean, it's all free knowledge. So if you guys do want to subscribe and also get notifications, definitely do that. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter and also join the Discord down below for more free content and knowledge, definitely do that as well. You guys are more than welcome to, and I would gladly appreciate it. But nonetheless, let's jump into this video. So right now the market is pumping up a little bit. Bitcoin is at about $40,700. We're seeing, old laggards like, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, stuff like that really pumping up, with EOS up almost 14% in the last hour. And then also, I actually should say 14% in the last day, not hour. But overall, we're still looking pretty good. Bitcoin Cash is at around $818. XRP is trading currently at $1.20, almost $1.21. So pretty much everything is looking decent. But I do want to, get into this CBDC news because this is regarding XRP overall, because we do know XRP is the CBDC GOAT at this point. So let's jump into this, and this is actually out from 17 minutes ago. It actually happened earlier today, but this is a little bit of a summary. So the FED, or the Fed, will issue discussion papers on benefits and risk of CBDCs, says Jerome Powell. Irrespective of the conclusion we ultimately reach, we expect to play a leading role in developing international standards for CBDCs, said the Fed chair. Now, I do want to mention that right now, I believe that we're going to definitely implement the CBDC this year, most likely, and test it, because we already know that China is introducing the CBDC over there by 2022. I think it was January actually of 2022, so the first month of 2022. And yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to try to compete with them 100%. And we need to get something out to really test the market and really see how it works. But we do need to also scale it fully as well, which we do see XRP being that essential role. So I definitely think that XRP is going to be playing also a leading role in really developing the CBDC into an efficient use overall, and really bringing it to light in terms of scalability, costlessness, as well as, sustainable for the environment. So let's read more about this. So Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said the government body is moving forward with research to implement a central bank digital currency. In an announcement from the Fed today, Powell said the Federal Reserve Board would be issuing a discussion paper sometime this summer, calling for the U.S. public to comment on issues related to payments, financial inclusion, data privacy, and information security. We're really ranging to get the CBDC out overall. I think that's why this is really just, they're trying to, I would say, key down to the pain points of the overall problems with the payment structure, the financial situation that we're in currently. The system is completely broken, as I mentioned multiple times. It's just an absolute, I would say, chaotic way of dealing with people's money, because money is an important object at the end of the day. It's more of a tool to me than anything. I don't really look at it anymore as a tool to really build other things. Again, money's not that important in life. I will mention that overall. But for the most part, at the end of the day, you need it to survive. So, the money market right now is in shambles, with inflation rates rising at, key levels, and, pretty much the Fed doing absolutely nothing about it. They are looking into other options, and the CBDC would be that option to really deflate the market overall. But again, we don't really know what their main use case for CBDC is going to be overall. But let's continue. So, while the Fed chair said crypto was not a convenient way to make payments given its volatility, he was seemingly more open to stablecoins and central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Our key focus is on whether and how a CBDC could improve on an already safe, effective, dynamic, and efficient U.S. domestic payment system, Said Powell, we think it is important that any potential CBDC could serve as a complement to and not a replacement of cash and current private sector digital forms of the dollar, such as deposits at commercial banks. I do want to focus a little bit more on ways that we could pretty much implement a new way of effectively working with a CBDC to really make sure that it's working in terms of the payment system. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about that because we already discussed in my last XRP video that, they could pretty much implement ways to really focus on CBDCs using Volpay or Volante. And we know Volante is one of their partners. I don't know if anybody knew that. If you are researching XRP, you should, because Volante is a major key aspect in the payment structure because they do over, $2 trillion a day. That is trillions with a T a day in payments. So that's massive. But yeah, I mean, this is incredible because it is really telling us that, hey, we have an issue. We're trying to pretty much fix it, and the only way to fix it is pretty much creating a stable coin. Stable coins aren't bad at all. Anybody who thought that like XRP was going to be the digital reserve currency where that's going to be the main form of our new digital currency obviously doesn't know really anything about financials or in terms of the overall crypto market, because there's no way that we could have a currency as volatile as crypto, because crypto at the end of the day is a very volatile market. But given the aspect of something like XRP, say for so you have $10,000 in the bank and XRP's priced as like an 80% drop or like a bear market, right? That means that you're losing $8,000. So I don't see a cryptocurrency being the reserve currency or the future currency, but I could see them working with a cryptocurrency project to really scale it out, and that's exactly what XRP is. It's that project that could help scale these CBDCs. It could help move them globally. It could help overall, bring that mass potential that CBDCs could possibly have for the entire structure of the financial market. But nonetheless, let's read more about this. So, according to Powell, designing a CBDC in the United States would require input from the public and elected officials, given that it raises important monetary policy, financial stability, consumer protection, legal, and privacy considerations. The proposed discussion paper would implement the Fed's research into the risk and benefits of issuing a digital dollar, which has been ongoing for the last several years, he added. Irrespective of the conclusion we ultimately reach, we expect to play a leading role in developing international standards for CBDCs, engaging actively with central banks in other jurisdictions, as well as regulators and supervisors here in the United States throughout that process. Powell has spoken extensively about the possible ramifications of the United States releasing a CBDC, stressing that he believed it was more important to get it right than it is be first in February. He hinted that prior to the digital dollar rollout, the Fed would engage with the public pretty actively, but did not roll out the project first going to lawmakers. And yeah, I mean, I like the idea of to get it right than to be first. Yeah, that's cool and all. That's great overall. But at the end of the day, whatever countries first in terms of a CBDC, they're going to reign supreme in terms of the financial market. And the reason why I say that is because a CBDC is going to change the game for anyone and everyone. It's going to be the future of our financial market. I already mentioned this multiple times, and I still believe that because we need to do better. I already mentioned so many times that money right now is almost useless. If we look over here at the DXY, and I mean, look at this. It's down 0.43 today, which it's down 0. Almost a half a percent in just one day. So right now the dollar is worth 89.76, right? So we had a range, and we were actually talking about this back in I think it was, I want to say the beginning of March. Let me check here. Yeah, so here is March. We hit 93.30, which was great. It's incredible. It was actually during April. We watched it rise up in March to about 92.31. Now, this was during the time of the Fed announcing that they weren't increasing interest rates. Now, the dollar going down in price is great for crypto overall, but I will say this, with the Dow Jones being at 34,000, S&P 500 being 4,100, Nasdaq being 13,500 as well, we could see crypto really having a rally here as well, while this falls and the stocks going up with crypto, because stocks pull crypto up as well. Now, I will mention that watching this fall down to about 85 would be massive. Now, I don't see 85 really being a true, I would say, target. If we come back here to, let me go to all time, and we come back to that 2017, 2018 bull run, we could see that it was about at, this level that we're at now, which is like around the 80-ish market, which is great because that means that, hey, we are ranging a little bit higher, because even if we go back to that time that we're in now in 2017, we could see that around this time in 2017, we were at 97.59. We were almost at a full dollar amount for the actual price of a dollar. But now that we're this low, we could see a major rally. This could actually fall down a little bit more to about 85, considering inflation rates with printing as well. And that's what I was mainly stressing, the idea of, hey, let's look at Bitcoin. I stressed the idea that, listen, this was during the March of 2020 crash. If we go back to the DXY and we go to 1 year, and we go back to March of 2020. I don't know if I could actually see that. I gotta go to the 3-year. Second. If we go to March of 2020, it would be about here. So we seen the dollar crash a little bit down to 95, 95.95 before climbing up to that 90 to actually a dollar too overall, and that was on March 15th. And if we look here, zoom in, we could actually see that this was around the same time that the dollar was gaining a lot of traction. Usually the dollar ranges whenever crypto does something like this. Difference now is that it actually didn't range at all, and it's actually falling, which means crypto itself could see, an exceptional amount of, upward trend. We're kind of seeing that right now. But I also want to address the dip as well, because a lot of people are still kind of worried that we're going to go lower or come down to like $20,000 and stuff, which is kind of ridiculous. Anything is possible, but it is kind of ridiculous to see $20,000 right now. But I want to stress that this dip here, which we could barely even see on a zoomed out chart, is kind of the same dip here, because this is 54%, and so is this from its all-time, well, from its high here actually. But from the all-time high here to here is about 54%, which is the same dip, but it's so minuscule on this graph, which means, listen, if we go to a parabolic high, this dip here, it might, I mean, it shook the entire market, caused a ton of liquidations overall, but this dip here, we could say that we survived it, and it won't even look like anything on the graph once we range higher. Now listen, what does this dip mean for overall price points for all crypto? It means that Bitcoin could range up to $140,000 this bull run. It totally invalidates my target of $75,000 to $85,000 being the top. Now, listen, at the end of the day, $75,000 to $85,000 could still very well be the top. If we do go over 100,000 plus, that means alts will rally hardcore. That means XRP being $100 this bull run could very well be possible. It could happen. And right now we are still trading in consolidation after hitting that $1.98. And honestly, we're just kind of ranging to go much higher here. It's the same traction that we were seeing back here. It's same here as well. And it's pretty much the same pattern here. If we zoom out a little bit on this, the same pattern, that downward trend here, and just kind of zigzag across. So, if we're really looking at this, I think that we're ranging to really explode again here shortly. We just need Bitcoin to really find its key support. I'm thinking $45,000 once that's cleared, and once we break above it, I think that we could range much higher. I think that we could probably reclaim the $50,000 price target, and which it's going to pull alts with it, because right now, when XRP was $1.20 just recently, Bitcoin was up here. So a range up to that point again would bring us to about to $1.60, give or take. So once this actually ranges higher to new all-time highs, you could pretty much guarantee that all alts are going to pretty much fly past their recent all-time highs or their old all-time highs, which we already know XRP is $3.84. So what am I looking for right now? XRP to break all-time high or to break $2. I think $2 should be the starting point. All-time high next. I think all-time high will most likely be broken by the end of June, and I think that we're going to range a lot higher by July. July is going to be a massive month, but June will also be an upward trend month where we do see a lot more green instead of a lot more red, because I totally understand how massive this dip was and how bad it was for a lot of new crypto traders as well. But nonetheless, guys, I will definitely keep you guys updated in terms of everything that's going on in the market, as well as some news that comes out as well. But for the most part, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you guys are having an amazing day or an amazing night wherever you are in this beautiful world. But nonetheless, this has been Nick. I hope that you all enjoyed. Peace.